Hey everybody, welcome to Movie Time. I'm Sean. Alright guys, some big news that we've been waiting for a long time. It's regarding Fast and the Furious 7 and what they're going to do to replace Paul Walker. It was announced earlier this week that they hired 4 body doubles with similar physiques to Paul Walker, and they're going to be using them as well as CGI to put Paul Walker's face over their faces. Also, they have a lot of recording and data of his voice, so they're going to be able to manipulate, I guess, words, and they're going to be able to put sentences and string together the lines for Paul Walker's character, Brian O'Connor. This is a way to not have to cut out the entire Brian O'Connor character, and I do think this is it's a good and bad. It has a lot of pros and cons. Well, the cons on this is it could possibly not look that great. They did this with Tron Legacy, where they had a CGI version of Jeff Bridges to look younger because that was the age he was when he went into there. And in this case, I hope it doesn't look like that, because that was very, very like clear cut, very noticeable, and kind of puts you off a little bit. Hopefully they can do a little better than that. Pros are, I guess, the fact that you're holding his character true and keeping it in there, and you're not trying to just like wash your hands of the character. I like the fact that they're going to at least give it a shot, and regardless of what happens in the development of this, I'm still going to go see the movie, and I'm still going to support it, and hopefully they can do something very nice and give him a goodbye in this movie. I still look forward to this movie very, very much, and I'm really happy that they finally shared what they're going to be doing with his character in this movie. Alright, going into Marvel news, seems like every week you got something from Marvel coming out about Avengers Age of Ultron, or Captain America the Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy. Something's always big coming up. So the Avengers right now are filming in Seoul, South Korea. Joss Whedon felt it necessary to record an apology video and posted it to the people of Seoul, Korea. Apologizing, saying, "I'm sorry for the inconvenience. We hope to show a different side of Seoul, and a side that's never been showed in America before, and hopefully we can give you guys a reason for this all being here, essentially. Like, hopefully we do a good enough job that this makes it all worthwhile." I have a feeling that the movie's going to be worthwhile, and this is really a cool move on his part. I mean, he knows and he realizes the fact that they are a very big production, and it might affect a lot of people. So I really appreciate this. I really like that he went out of his way to do something like this. On top of that news, that came out today, earlier in the week, some photos were leaked of some characters in Avengers Age of Ultron. You had Hawkeye with a slightly different suit, armor, I guess, not armor, but a suit, an outfit. He's in one picture they showed that leaked, he almost had the jacket on, but it's a dark purple that they're going with, so it almost blends with the black, but it doesn't stand out as much as like in comics and cartoons where it's just very vibrant. So I like it. It kind of works still. He's just missing the mask. You got Scarlet Witch, who's wearing a jacket and a skirt. Not too risque like in the comic book, but it definitely kind of has that same appeal, that same feel to it, aside from all the skin being shown. You also see Quicksilver in there. Quicksilver threw me off a little bit. I didn't mind his outfit that he had on because it looked very natural, something that he could just pick up and wear, like a thermal, I think it was. It looked like, at least. But the thing that bothered me a little bit with him was his hair, because he had dark roots but then white on top of it. So I didn't know if maybe that was just a test shot and they just had him in frame, they're just getting the specs right, or if that's actually how it's going to look. So I don't know about that with Quicksilver, but I definitely think his outfit's very it's quite alright. The last one that they showed was actually the villain, Ultron. A lot of people are getting all crazy over this, and I don't understand why. And if you're getting upset over them showing Ultron and mad how Ultron looks, you got some issues, because you got to think about the big picture. They're like 3 weeks into production in general, and maybe 1 week into principal production. I mean, this is not the final, Ultron, of course. They're going to have to layer in a lot of CGI. They're also, do you expect Ultron to look like he's wearing a big snow jacket? I mean, I don't think so. So people got to chill out, calm down, and expect some better pictures of what we expect Ultron to be in the coming months. Probably, I'd say anywhere about 6 months down the line after production's been finished. Oh, I'm sorry. There was one other picture that leaked as well. It was, it looks like to be a stuntman wearing a new top half of the Iron Man armor. So that's really cool. It looks almost like the Mark 42 from Iron Man 3, but it has a little bit more red in it, so that's cool. Going back to a little bit more red. Mark 42 was a lot of gold, less red. So I like the red look on Iron Man. I really like that. So hopefully we get some more, you know, shots of this stuff that they have filming right now. Not too much, but you know, maybe to give us a little bit more feeling of what kind of some of the big changes are in, I guess, just garb. All right, guys. We're jumping on into the trailers. This week there are quite a few trailers, some pretty big ones. Let's start off with, I guess you could say the biggest one, the one that's been the most, it's caused the most vitriol, I guess you could say. Bad, good thoughts, negativity, positivity. It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trailer, or teaser you should say, I should say. They released this actually at CinemaCon this past week, and on Wednesday they actually dropped the teaser for all of us, so it's really cool. It is short, it doesn't show a ton of the Turtles, but I don't mind that. I still think this gives me enough excitement to want to go out there and see what else is there, because it's holding back a little bit. It gives you a little sneak peek about, you know, what's going on, and tells you kind of a baseline of the plot. So I like that, giving you some little samples, but not giving you the full meal just yet. So I like that. I've heard a couple of reviews of the trailer, and some people don't like it. They don't like it because they wanted it to be like over the top, showing you all the action. Some people are saying that they wanted the cowabungas and hey dude stuff and this and that, and I don't know. I think that you're looking at a teaser, a 90-second teaser. You gotta hit them with a little bit of suspense, because you can't give them, you know, like I said, you can't give them the whole meal before they've even had the appetizer, I guess you could say. Here, this is the appetizer. We'll get the entree later on. Another big, great, gigantic, awesome trailer was the new X-Men Days of Future Past trailer. This is trailer number 2 on it, and this one's actually better than the first trailer, and the first trailer was awesome. This movie is looking amazing. I can't wait to see it. I am so excited for this. This trailer just, it raises the stakes even more so from the first trailer, and it's got me wondering, like, oh man, where is this movie going? I am so excited. Oh man, you guys have to check this trailer out. You guys will definitely enjoy it. Alright, the next trailer, I already spoke about the first trailer that dropped about this movie. I think it was like a month ago, give or take. It's called Edge of Tomorrow. It's starring Emily Blunt and Tom Cruise. It's a bit of a science fiction war movie mixed with your Groundhog's Day. They had a baby, and this is what they got. This movie was originally titled All You Need Is Kill. Pretty interesting, cool, you know, kind of, I guess, an eccentric title at first. They ended up changing it to Edge of Tomorrow. I'm really interested in this movie. I love the science fiction aspect to it. It doesn't look like it's every other science fiction movie. It looks like it's based somewhat in reality with what they have going on in the trailer with the war and things of that nature. But there is also that science fiction aspect with space, the mechs, and then also the whole Groundhog's Day aspect to it, and the fact that they're weapons. The movie looks good. It looks very interesting. Can't wait for this one. Alright guys, so following in the footsteps of Twister, you have Into the Storm. This movie looks pretty awesome. It is like, I guess you could say, a Twister, but turned up to the nth degree. This movie looks pretty entertaining. I was looking at the call sheet for it and see who was starring in it, and I really didn't recognize any of the names, so this could be a little you know, sleeper hit when it comes out. It really caught my attention when they panned out and really showed you what was going on with all the tornadoes and everything. It just looked pretty amazing, and I'm excited to see this one right now. So hopefully this one comes out pretty soon, and it turns out to be that sleeper hit I'm thinking it could be. Fans of the show New Girls, there's a movie coming out with 2 of the main stars of the movie, Jake Johnson and Damon Wayans Jr. This movie's going to be called Let's Be Cops. I watched the Red Band trailer for this last night, and it has me very excited. It looks really funny. It looks like they're not trying to be overtly like in the Red Band trailer. This is the Red Band trailer. It doesn't look like they're trying to be overtly like vulgar or anything like that. The jokes and the comedy, it just comes with what's going on in the movie. I like that. there are definite times when you got to push the envelope a little bit, but in this one it looks like it's all happening naturally. I definitely like Jake Johnson. He has this appeal to him. I liked him when I spoke about his movie Drinking Buddies with Olivia Wilde. I liked his performance in there, and I'm anticipating a good performance from him here. Damon Wayans Jr. is now the sole survivor, like to resurrect the Wayans name, and he's doing a pretty good job so far. I like what he's done in The Other Guys. I like what he's done in New Girl, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to like him in this one. So I'm looking forward to this comedy. This one looks pretty interesting as well. The last trailer of the week that was dropped. Like I said, a lot of trailers dropped this week. I was pretty happy. This one's been in the works for a while now. It is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Hercules. This trailer dropped. It looks pretty interesting. You know, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson's freaking, yoked beyond control. I think after seeing this trailer that he really needs to be in some kind of movie regarding Conan or He-Man or something, because he's freaking huge. This movie looks interesting. In the trailer, though, they show him fighting a lot of CGI stuff. They didn't really show him fighting humans, but they do show him prepping for war and things of that nature. I'm interested in it. I like the big set pieces. I can imagine that this is going to be like the Scorpion King times 10. And so it's got me hooked. Reel it in, and I'll be there at the theaters to watch this one. And a bit of The Rock news for The Rock. He came out in an interview saying that he has been signed on to work on a DC property. He didn't give a lot out, but he said his character's badass, it's very complex, and he's really excited. He named a few of his favorite superheroes in the comic book universe, and he said pretty much Green Lantern's out because it's already been done, and he mentioned a couple other names, but I mean, he didn't specify what he's doing. So I'm assuming he's been, they give him a warning, he can't tell us, but it's pretty exciting. We'll see what he does, and I think he's going to rock DC's world. The Rock is as sure a bet you can have right now in movies. You put The Rock out there, and he's gonna bring in people, bring in the money. He's as close as you can get to somebody like a Will Smith from the 90s and early 2000s, or Tom Cruise, one of those just blockbuster names that just bring in the crowd. So good luck with him and in whatever DC project he's working on, and Hercules as well. In theaters this week, like I said last week, it's going to be a tough week. A lot of movies coming out this week, and pretty much most of them I'm really excited for. So big tough week. As I stated last week, Bad Words coming out this week. I did limited release 2 weeks ago, and I was doing wide release this week. I did look it up because I was interested in seeing it, and my theater in the area, one of the theaters in the area that I go to a lot, Regal Cinema, wasn't even showing it. So I'm a little disappointed in that. I might have to go somewhere else. The second movie coming out, you got Noah. My expectations for this movie are up and down. I don't like the fact that they're bringing this whole war thing in there. But at the same time, it's the story of Noah. I'm sorry if you don't like what I'm about to say, but it's a little absurd. The next movie you have is Sabotage. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh man, a lot of good guys in there. Sam Worthington, Terrence Howard, Joe Manganiello. This is a really well-rounded cast. Reports that I'm seeing, early reports of this, is saying that Arnold is the weak link in it. I mean, that's obvious. Arnold, you gotta love him, though. I mean, he's gonna be funny in this movie. I already know he's gonna be funny in this movie, and I haven't seen anything of it, even though it's a serious movie. I just know that there's gonna be some lines that are Arnold lines, and I'm gonna be saying them probably for the next year or so. I have the Raid 2 coming out in theater. The trailer dropped. I wasn't able to talk about it, but it does look interesting. I definitely want to get into the theaters and see one of these nice, kung fu, karate, classic, just fight movies. I definitely like them. Then the last movie that I'm probably the most interested in seeing this week is Cesar Chavez. This movie is revolving around the life of Cesar Chavez. He's a very big figure in the area of California that I'm from. In fact, my town actually, we had a screening for the movie Cesar Chavez. The director Diego Luna came, and America Ferrera came, and it was a big event. I wasn't able to visit and go to this, but I'm very proud and happy that I am part of a community and an area where he had such an impact. And I'm really looking forward to this movie, and hopefully I go see that tonight. I really want to see this movie. Movie of the week this week was 10 Things I Hate About You. Watched this movie, and I haven't seen it in years. I remember I used to like this movie, and I gotta say I don't like it as much as I used to. I see things in this movie that I didn't used to see when I didn't, I guess, just watch movies as much as I did back then as I do now. And I see just make me think that either they were being a little lazy back then or they just didn't care. Because, I don't know, there are scenes that are set up in this movie that aren't set up. Argument, and then next thing you know, they made up. There's nothing in between of how they reconnected. There's just things that go on in this movie that the only reason I understand it is because I've already seen it, or I can predict what's going to happen because it's following that same plot line of this type of movie. It is a romantic comedy starring Heath Ledger, Julia Stiles, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and I forgot the girl's name, but it has those same tropes that go with just about every romantic comedy. They meet, they like each other reluctantly, and then they finally fall, and then something happens, they break apart, and then they get back together. It's that whole same thing. Though I did see a lot of, I guess holes in this film and things where they could have done better. I did like the setting. I definitely like the setting. The setting in Seattle, whether or not all of it was filmed in Seattle or just portions of it, flybys, things of that nature, I definitely liked it. It made me feel like I was there, and it made me I want to go see the Seattle. I want to see the scenery there because of this movie. Also for personal reasons, but I want to go there now because of this film. I liked that. Another reason to watch this is you got Joseph Gordon-Levitt when he's a lot younger, probably around Third Rock from the Sun days, kind of around that time. This movie was made in 1990s, and you could definitely tell that it's hanging on to the 1990s and all the clothes that they wear and things that they're doing, especially their hairdos. Another reason to watch this movie is Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger is a great actor, and this is one of those movies that I first saw him in. The actual first movie I ever saw him in was probably A Knight's Tale, and then I think I saw this one after A Knight's Tale when I was younger. And so, they have some positives about this movie. If you like nostalgic things, if you like rom-coms, I guess, then you should definitely check out this movie. I do think this movie is dated, and it's easy to see that it's dated because of the fashion and things surrounding that. So if you want something new, brand new, with a shiny coat of paint on it, this is not for you. But if you want to see some of these actors when they're younger, you want to see something from Heath Ledger that you might not have seen yet because you've only seen him since his newer stuff with Brokeback Mountain and Dark Knight, and you could see what his range is in there, then go check this movie out. Julia Stiles is she is underwhelming in this movie. She plays her character very well. She plays her character very well, but I guess her character is just not that great of a character. They're trying to make a movie based around this character and her sister, and it falls short in that aspect. I don't like the movie as much as I used to. Like I said, I did like it a lot more back in the day, but it's not bad. It's not terrible. But again, heed my words. If you're into the rom-coms and you want to see something from these well-known actors when they were a little bit younger, go check this movie out. If you're not into the nostalgia thing, I can say give this one a pass. You guys will be fine. That's it for Movie Time this week. Remember to click the like, share, subscribe buttons down below. Leave your comments, questions, inquiries, and suggestions for Movie of the Week in the comment section. Let's have a great conversation this week. We'll see you next time.